No one took me seriously until I became friends. No one took me seriously until I became friends. No one took me seriously until I became friends. No one took me seriously until I became friends with Tyson Fury. Everybody laugh at me, but then my best friend is Tyson Fury. My best friend is Tyson Fury. People laugh when I walk. I take bus conductor thought, evil thought. But then my best friend is Tyson Fury. My best friend is Tyson Fury. One day, whilst a delivery driver, I meet Tyson Fury. He was lifting car tires above his head with the cars still attached. The cars still attached to the tires. I delivered him an A-grade ready-made tree trunk for him to chop with his axe. While he inspected, I sat in silence.
So, hello everyone. We are back at the Shacklewell Arms to see and to talk to a band called Woes, who I discovered through. Actually, I discovered you guys through Spotify. I was doing a Spotify radio on my own song, out of curiosity to see what, and you were on that, so that's how I kind of discovered you.
The algorithm delivered us.
Yes, it delivered you onto me. So we have Kit.
Yes.
Proudfoot.
Real
name.
You're
an American Indian.
I used to say that, but I don't know if I'd give myself that name.
Formerly Gladhand.
Yeah, formerly Glad.
Okay.
But yeah, real name.
Wow, great name.
Yeah, thank you.
And Joe Farley. Is that how you say it, or Fet?
Farley. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a normal name.
I don't know. Farley is like, isn't that someone from like Knight Rider or something? It seems like a name of a hero from the 80s.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, I wasn't around then, so.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Cool. So how did you guys meet and form?
We were just talking about how we met earlier.
Yeah, totally,
It was at a friend's house, and the music collaboration part of our friendship started much later.
Yeah, I think as soon as I met Joe, I was just like, because I am definitely a musical guy, but I'm always looking for I was always looking for that person, because I'm very collaborative, so I was always looking for that person that I could actually make music with and it'd be fun, not torture. And then very soon after, we just started like jamming and stuff.
Yeah.
But we just met at like at this thing called Lads on Lamagens, which is a friend organised, which is like a sort of near monthly get together of a bunch of lads who would make each other lamagens.
Make each other what?
Lamagens.
What's that?
Like
Turkish pizzas.
Turkish pizzas.
They never turn out that well.
It never went well.
You need one of those massive skillet things, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We had no one had any of the things you need to be able to do it.
Okay.
So it never really went that well. But
some great things came out of it.
Exactly. The get together was fantastic. So that's how we.
Did you come up with the name by any chance?
The name of the band?
No, the name of the lads on.
No.
That was way before. That's when they were all like doing film school together.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh right.
Predated us. We were like extensions of that, and then we met through Jacob Perlmutter, who's
one of the best guys on earth. He's got a film out. It just came out on Amazon today.
It did.
It's called Two Strangers Trying Not to Kill Each Other.
Okay.
And it came out on Amazon Prime.
But Jacob's done loads of interviews, so
So he's fine. Sorry.
It's not about him, mate.
Yeah.
But let's plug him. Go and see that on Amazon Prime if you're paying for that, or if you're not. So you met at this party, and then you decided at some point that you realised you're both musicians, I assume.
Yeah, and we just started hanging out in the studio, writing music. And it just, when these things just like over time, they'll loosely, like a scab forming, it suddenly, you're like, oh, this is turning into something now.
Yeah.
It's something solid and scab-like.
But
scab-like that you want to pick, because it's it's gross but amazing.
Yeah.
You pick at it, and then more scabs grow, and then layers and layers and layers. And then,
God. And
then you're like, we should form a group.
Yeah.
And we should have a name.
Yeah.
And we should do this more, because it's such a beautiful way to hang out with someone.
Yeah.
It gives shape to a friendship.
Yeah,
we're heading towards this thing together.
Yeah.
And we're building something.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, we need to hang out because we need to be able to make music together.
It's an organising principle, but it was funny because it wasn't originally. It was more like I wanted help, almost I wanted someone with me when I was making my tunes, and we were going to do that sort of for each other. So we were going to do sessions where I helped Joe finish one of his, and he helped me finish one. So that was
So
kind
you're doing
of
your own
the
thing.
original.
Yeah.
And then honestly, it was so odd. Like immediately we started making a very specific type of music. And it just happened, and it literally is like I left my house to go and stay with Joe for the weekend, to go in the studio and all of this.
Yeah.
And I went back and I was like, I think I'm in a band now. And it was like, that's how it happened. Do you know what I mean? And so when it happened, thankfully it happened naturally. It wasn't sort of designed that way. And the songs that we started to make, they just started to like kind of come out. It was a really cool moment.
Well, it was when you started saying things.
Yeah,
when we weren't just trying to make instrumental music together.
Yes, that was actually the thing. It was when I got brave enough, literally, to start speaking.
I've written these poems.
I've written these poems.
And I'm like,
So they come from poems, okay?
Yeah.
They come from poems,
Yeah.
or like a comedy monologue, or a thing I don't even know what it is. I think it's a sketch, and it's this. I'd always been a bit scared to combine what I do, because I do comedy writing and stuff. I'd always been a bit scared to combine it. Yeah. And it was like, it was very naturally kind of came together in those first sessions, and then it just felt like it was on rails.
The song "Small Businessman" was what I heard, and I've been playing on the show up until now. Like, I wanted to ask, how do you end up with a song like that? And you've kind of already answered that maybe it came from a poem.
It did. I was doing it. I had a theatre night called Inkling, and I was doing it at Inkling.
Amazing.
As a poem, and I was doing it at comedy nights as a poem, and I can't remember if I had it in the back of my mind. I was like, oh, this would be a perfect song. I genuinely can't remember.
Yeah.
But I was doing it. And then it was when we were in my living room, and I had this like Prince loop sampled, and I just put this Prince loop, and I thought it was, and I got to be honest, even to this day, like I didn't think it was that good, but it was, you know what, I played it for Joe, and he just came up with the bass line, and I mean, I have video proof of this happening. He came up with the bass line like, on an acoustic guitar, like that.
Yeah.
And then we've got this video, and I turn around, and my wife's picked up a lint bunny that has a like a bell on its neck, and she's using it as a shaker, and it was just like going off, you know.
Yeah.
And then it was like, and then all of a sudden I started like working the lyrics into it, and it was, and then that was basically the sort of the beginnings of that song, the genesis of that song.
Because it's like you put two things together, and then something else comes out, and you're like, oh, that just intuitively really works. And it's nice when, even after you've gone through the process of producing something, that you watch that video back if you have it, like we do, and you're like, oh, it's exactly the same thing.
It's like, it really is,
because then you're going after the essence
lo-fi.
Well, yeah.
But it really
I
is.
used a bass guitar rather than.
Yeah, exactly. That was a good idea. Yeah.
But you're chasing that initial spark. But it's so nice when you feel like you've kind of then made that idea better. Because obviously you produced it, and you've added a drum machine and
all of that.
You're just so intriguing. I don't know. There's a lot of, in rock at least, modern rock, certainly in a lot of the community and musicians I see, there's a lot of sarcasm, you know, it's quite a punk thing to be sarcastic as a way of maybe hiding how you are feeling, or maybe it's uncool to hide how you feel, but I don't think it's sarcastic. I think it's bizarre and absurd, but I don't think it's sarcastic. But I don't know how to describe it. It's just very unique, and it's you.
I appreciate you saying that. That actually means a lot.
Yeah,
saying that,
because that's that balance of like sincerity and absurdity, and like the place where they really nice. It's a really interesting space.
What we always talk about is like respecting the sort of character that's saying the words, and like we all have blind spots, right? We all have parts of ourselves that are, you could almost, if you even knew them, you could laugh at them. And I have this friend called Stu, and honestly, he's one of the best guys I've ever met. I love this guy so much. But like, he has this weird ability that people want to work with him. Whenever he starts a business, people want to work with him, and then he gets a little bit overwhelmed because too many people want to work for him. It's a really good problem to have. And he keeps saying to me, he's like, I just want, like, if I could just have one client who invoice me just once a month. And I'm like, Stu, that's how weird this problem is. So it was like the original small businessman, small business briefcase.
Yeah.
I saw a guy walking down the street with a briefcase. Your pad?
Yeah.
It was like this.
Wow.
It was like he was walking along.
Yeah.
I have a picture of that too.
And then when Joe created that bass line, it's like all of a sudden you've got something to work off of. I was born holding a small briefcase in my small business hand. I'm a small business man. I want to make my small business as small as I can. So I rewrote my small business plan on the head of a fresh kid. It says clearly, there for the eye to see. I'd like the whole world to know. It's all got a bit too much for me. I'm a one small client who buys one small product very nearly, 1 pint a year, and it's just too much to bear. I'm small businessman, building my small business as small as I can.
I've got one question here. Paris.
Oh, right, yeah.
And that's the question.
Oh.
I mean, it's hard to ask questions about these songs. I don't want any song explained because that's not what it's about. That's why I don't know what to ask. I'm just like, I listened to it earlier today and I'm just like,
what is going on?
Yeah.
So this is so literal. Everyone I've told this is amazed. So like in Margate, like you know what people in London who talk too loud on the phone and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a type of London person.
Yeah.
Most of the people the people that do move to Margate, not the Margate people, but people who move in.
Yeah.
They lose that side of themselves.
Yeah.
But occasionally you get someone who speaks loud on the phone in a cafe in Margate.
because they're not from there.
When they've moved there, they've just not learned to stop being so
They
so London.
Yeah.
People doing it.
Yeah, it's so
everyone
loud
else
because they're the only
no.
ones doing it.
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
in a cafe and I was literally trying to write a song because I knew we had a session the next day and I was like struggling to get anything to click. And then I heard this guy and he was on the phone and he was speaking to someone that had obviously just been to Paris and he was on the phone speaking really loud and everyone could hear him. And he goes, "Oh, you should have told me you were going to Paris. I've got 15 friends in Paris."
That's how the song starts.
and that was... I didn't even laugh because it was just one of the best things I've ever heard in my life. I wrote it down. I even wrote a few lines to go with it. Next day, we're working on a completely different song. We go for like lunch or pizza or something. And I say, weirdest thing happened yesterday. This guy, I was in the cafe and this guy said, I've got 15 friends in Paris. And Joe was like, as soon as we get back to the studio, we're writing that song.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. And then we did, and then we had it by the end of the day. But
Yeah.
it was a real thing. I still think about it all the time.
I bet. Because you were trying to write and he was fucking you up and then it led to the song that is so hilarious. Yeah. Did he say, if you think of Paris, think of me?
He just kept saying, oh, you should have told me you were going to Paris. I have 15 friends in Paris. Unless you're being asked, how many friends in Paris do you have? You wouldn't offer the information. You just have got I've got some friends in Paris. Loads, yeah.
It's a strange thing.
It's
and it gave you...
I still think about honestly, I could spend the rest of my life thinking about it.
Yeah. What a gift.
It was the best.
You were like, oh, would you shut up? Okay.
Any one of which would have shown you a Paris that you wouldn't believe, the Paris of your dreams. When you think Paris, you should think me, you should think me, you should think me, you should think me, you should think me. When you think Paris, you should think me, you should think me, you should think me, you should think of me. You should have told me you were going to Paris. You should have told me you were going to Paris. You should have told me you were going to Paris. I've got 15 friends in Paris. I've got 15 friends in Paris.
So you talked about Margate, and so are you guys from Margate?
Not from.
No.
You sound a bit Geordie.
Geordie, I'm
Yeah,
Geordie.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm definitely a long way off being a local. I was told recently you have to have lived there for 20 years to be considered a local. I'm all for it though.
Not very
I'm all
welcoming,
for it.
is it?
I'm all for it, to be honest. I mean, you know what I mean. We're a very small minority of hipsters that have moved there. But, obviously lots of really cool things going on.
Yeah.
Not just from the hipsters. It's like so many like Margate artists and predominantly obviously, but
I'm from London, but I don't live in Margate either, but I spend a lot of time there. It's like my home away from home.
Yeah.
He's all the time.
I wear this Where Else t-shirt all the time.
Is that
This is the
in Margate?
premier venue of
Okay.
music venue in Margate.
Yeah, you're as involved in Margate as
20 years, you're going to need to make a start on that if you're
Yeah,
going to do it soon.
I'm always toying with the idea of making the move, but
Yeah.
I get to spend so much time there. My dad lives
Yeah.
in Whitstable. which
You go
is
back and
down the
forth
road. So
to
yeah.
work, and then you stay.
Totally.
Yeah, I
Your
stay
fam-
at Kit's,
yeah.
and then Kit, you stay at mine because
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So DJing in London stuff. So like I'll be
Oh,
staying
cool.
with Joe or rehearsing and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And, like,
Yeah,
obviously,
so
you know,
tell us a bit more about the community scene, music scene.
I mean, it really is like the place where I feel like I was able to sort of get my head straight as like someone that does this kind of thing. Like you know, everywhere else I've lived and everywhere else I've been, there could be really cool people, really cool things and all that, but never this sense of like I can just enter that scene and I can contribute, because that's really what you want to do, is whether you start a night or put something together or even just buying tickets and contributing in that way, like all of these different ways you can contribute. In Margate, it really feels like you can contribute. I hope it still feels that way for people who are arriving and moving there, like say today. But like, you know, there's kind of like space. Like I started a comedy night, I started a theatre night, obviously started the band, like all of these different things.
Yeah.
And like other people are like starting these really cool things. In London, sometimes you can start something and you just feel like you're screaming into the void. It's just you're adding to white noise.
Yeah.
And that's sad, because it shouldn't feel like that, because you are doing something. But in Margate, you kind of get a sense of it straight away. It's like, you know, you feel like you're contributing.
Because it's easy to be noticed, or
I think
people
it's
are more
easier to
keen. Or
notice. It's easier to sort of like cut through and like
come by some space to use, which is a big thing.
space, a massive thing.
Right.
And like
and people with maybe a bit more free time, because
Yeah.
they're not always chasing the carrot like you do in London, I
Yeah,
guess.
and there's so little money involved that no one's like, you can't have this night because then I would lose this money. Or,
Right, they're not going to
you
make any
can't
money
afford it.
anyway.
It's like no one's making money
There's
anyway.
nothing at stake.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when
So-
things are successful. I think.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really good. And I'm sure, like I always mention Sammy, who's the guy who's pulled together tonight. So he's a chap upstairs. And he's pulled together the night tonight, brought all the bands and so on, and put together the Margate sampler cassette, etc.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are people like Sammy around the country who do these great things, and even Sammy's told me about a few of them. But Sammy's the only one I've really met who just gives so much to a scene and like really makes the grassroots music scene happen. With loads of people around him who are also amazing. Like, you know, but
there's a lot of DIY stuff going on.
there's so much DIY stuff. So everyone's like really developing. They've got amazing art galleries, and I mean like really amazing art galleries, amazing food stuff. You know, like food restaurants and all of that kind of stuff. So a comedy scene now, and
if you're involved in,
theatres are developing. And
is it cooler than London?
Oh God, I don't know.
What is cool?
I definitely don't think it's cooler
I
than
think
London.
I think that
It's chiller than London.
It takes a lot of things that are cool about London, and then it puts them in. It's like London Del Mar. It's like by the sea, and that can be cool because there's novelty there. So I'm in a new place, and it's cool. And I guess like it's cool in that there's a lot of people doing cool things. It's more like people genuinely care. So it's like genuinely DIY, and that's cool. I've never met anyone in Margate I don't like.
Oh wow.
Oh, give it time.
Yeah, you need to go and hang out in the same cafe. Kit has his rights in, but So you've got one EP out, a couple of songs from 2024. Have you got anything coming out this year?
We do.
We
Fantastic.
do.
We have a song that came out today.
Yeah. So
Well, this is perfect timing.
Yeah, totally. So A Man in America was released for pre-order today, and it's on the 4-track Margate sampler, cassette and digital download that's on Bandcamp, Awkwardness Happenings Bandcamp. Yeah, and the second EP is coming out in October. It's going to be called, so the first EP was called Heavy Work, and the second EP is going to be called Heavy Work 2.
Yeah.
And it has Man in America that's got release date and 3 other songs.
We worked with Mike Lindsay, who is based in Margate.
He's just the best.
Producer, man.
Yeah.
He was amazing to work with.
Yeah.
It was really great to like self-produce our first EP, but to go into a studio and work with someone who's like, I don't know. It was nice for me to not be sat at the computer.
Yeah.
Because that has always been my role, and so to be just sat behind an organ or sat behind my bass and some pedals, it's like, this is nice.
Yeah, right.
So that was a really lovely process.
Yeah.
We had the best time. And he just, I wasn't expecting it at all, but he just worked us so. It was like, it was just. I felt like it was like everything was 10 times faster. He's just got so much energy and so much creativity. He's like a fire hose of just like musicianship. He's phenomenal. So it was really fun, and I didn't know it was meant to be fun. I thought it was meant to be like pulling your teeth out all the time to be creative.
Yeah.
Apparently it can be fun.
It doesn't all tears, right? I mean.
And so the new record is definitely more musical.
Yeah, I mean, I would say so.
There's more chords.
His influence for sure.
There's more chords.
Well, there are some chords.
Yeah.
Which is more chords.
He made us do chords. It's nice. It's nice working in such a new way, and then I guess we'll try and work in a different way next time. We'll see.
Okay. So last question, I'm going to ask you individually, Joe. What is your purpose as an artist?
Just like process.
Right.
Yeah. Outcomes are a bonus, but again, back to the original question, it's like hanging out with Kit.
Yeah.
It's a lovely thing.
Yeah.
Having an opportunity to explore a friendship through working together musically is cool. Because then it's, we went out the other day and we had a celebration meal.
Yeah,
we cheered to all the people that, were important to the project. And that's just a nice thing. And it's like, in the grand scheme of things, like the end result we're super happy with, it's not gonna, like, maybe people will listen to it, but it's not what it's about. And it's just like, to do something you're proud of, it's like, that's just it's fun.
That's it.
It's
Good answer.
fun.
No one's quite said it like that before, actually.
Yeah.
Interesting. And Kit.
So for me, I love what Joe said. I would say all of that again. But I also think a big thing we always kind of come back to is like, it's like laughing or dancing, or laughing and dancing. It's just like we want to make people laugh or make them dance.
Yeah.
It's like I really am I don't know if I'm doing anything unless I see the reaction.
Yeah.
So like if people are laughing, I'm like, okay, that worked. If people are dancing, I'm like, okay, it worked.
Okay.
Anything else, I'm like, God, I've got no idea if we did anything there. But that's probably it. Just laughing and dancing.
Yeah.
That's what it is for me.
What are the Margate crowds like in terms of like not standing still looking like that and stony face like London crowds can be a bit the best in the country.
They're great, honestly. They are great. Like they are so great, and there's so many like people who are passionate about music, passionate about all of it, and they are great. And people dance, or they at least sort of like tap their foot.
And they spend money on Bandcamp as well.
Yeah,
which is
fantastic.
Which is important. Thanks.
Yeah,
man.
Cool. Good answers. They're always different. I like asking that question. Thank you very much. Big Woes. We're about to see you play in a couple of hours. We're going to show you some of the other bands from Margate. Thank you so much. Good to meet you.
Lovely.
Have a great show.
Man.
Cool, guys.
Lovely to meet you.
Thanks a lot.